How lovely do you do, Cosmos? Alright, okay. So before we get started with the show, as I'm watching the live stream, because also TGRT is also doing a review of Fastlane 2, but I'm actually paying attention to getting everything set up. And look at what we have here. Two things that happened, as a matter of fact, but we can say the main course for last to enjoy. But what I want to talk about with this pre-show, first and foremost, is a little shade they threw at AEW. Yeah, they actually threw two shots at AEW tonight. But they talked about the one they talked about where the attendance. I didn't really catch it first, but yeah, that little 14,000 fan remark shit they were talking about. That was straight up shade. They threw at AEW, like bringing up the all-in attendance, like holy shit, like damn. And they threw the other shot was the All Elite comment to where you had Jade, of course, show up to the arena, and god damn, bro, yo, she was looking tastier than a buttery snack. Like, yeah, you gotta go look at that video too, because they have it to where I didn't catch it at first, but they have it to where she robbing up in the Escalade to where Triple H, hands shaking Triple H, bro. She was looking good tonight. Like, damn, okay, I see you, Jade. Her glistening chocolate skin, like damn, like she was coming out baking it, like came out straight up bacon, gristly good out of the oven. Like, okay. Anyway, though, yeah, Triple H had greeted her, and Jade had came out with a little line. Yeah, she had came out with the little line, and the bisexual chick was there. What's her name? Kayla Braxton. Yeah, she did call herself bisexual, practically making it her fucking identity. So, that's what I'm gonna refer to her as now. The bisexual bitch. She said she had made, well, Jade, yeah, she said she had made in a delete decision or something like that. Oh, like, oh my goodness. Oh, like, these motherfuckers like super petty right now. Like, oh my god. Like, you got me feeling like Thor right now. You people are so petty and tiny. But here we go with the Fastlane pay-per-view tonight. I mean, I was gonna talk about the predictions if you were paying attention, and then looking at that like button and making love to it for a little bit for me if you did, and if you've been paying attention all week, like you would have heard me read. But yeah, we got a bit to go last night. Of course, we got the Cody Rhodes for Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso against Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Then you got the triple threat women's match: Charlotte, Asuka, Io Sky. Of course, the main event, you got Seth Rollins, Shinsuke, LA Knight, John Cena versus Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Then you also got the Street Profits, Bobby Lashley, Street Profits versus the LWO. So here we go, and we about to let's get it poppin', let's get it right. Let's race right into Fastlane. Let's go right up. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Yeah, I actually stumbled back a little bit with that. Wow. Yeah, like I said, kind of like before, when you heard me, I did not expect Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso to win those Undisputed Tag Team Championships. I'm cool with it. No complaining from me. It's all right. But I'm very curious as to what the story is going to be looking like from here on out. I'm really intrigued by this because it's not like, I don't want to say this is a surprise or twist or anything like that. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it. Like, I think a twist is to do a story or doing a victory for the sake of doing a win without any plausible story that's connected to it. Like, this has plausibility though. Like, I just can't tell you what direction they're going to go into. Like, I gotta believe Like, yeah, they're definitely not going to be tag team champions for very long. And I'm not going to say that this is exactly the type of title reign, but considering Jey Uso was a part of it, Jey Uso right now, he feels a lot like Edge in 2002. He teamed up with his brother, or in this case his kayfabe brother Christian. That is, and for a little bit he did his thing as a singles wrestler. Then he eventually won the tag team championships with Hulk Hogan. Literally had one half of the greatest tag team wrestlers in the history of this business. Now he's doing his own thing, but he's still tag team champions. That's Jey Uso right now. Like, he broke away from his brother Jimmy, and he's turning into his own man in the singles run just to win the tag team championships with someone like a Cody Rhodes. Like I mentioned before, I'm very curious to where they're gonna take this story. Like, again, I can't necessarily call this a swerve or anything like that, but it did. Wow, it did smack the shit out of me though. The stars are flowing there, but I didn't expect Cody and Jay to win the championships tonight. Talking about the match though, this is fantastic. Yeah, I enjoyed the opener a lot. There's a big difference between the in-ring action in WWE versus AEW. And for me personally, I'm very much a part of the WWE. Again, this is me, as I noted many times before. But I like the WWE style. It's so simple. It has a lot of story attached to it, and they can incorporate things in different styles while still being able to have that WWE story element. Like, y'all want to know what I learned about the Usos specifically when talking about Jey Uso? Like, at this point, he has a lot of quips about him that I noticed too. Like, a lot of trademarks that I'm now just picking up. Like, he plays up his matches, and, you know what I mean? Like, he has the Rock's People's Punch. People's Punch. That's kind of a cop, but it is what it is. I mean, I like the move a lot. I still like the move, but you had Jey Uso where it's like, of course, that team. Usos are in your city, and he has the little, of course he got the little hand gesture when he does, and where he comes out, where it's actually the most tight. Y'all tell me too. Y'all can tell me too. Doesn't it feel like, does not Jey Uso have the most tight motherfucking entrance right now in professional wrestling? I believe he does. That whole little arm gesture he does, he comes out with the music where you can just bump that shit as hard as you can. And he goes with the hand up and down with the crowd too, with the hand just day one, been down since day one. For real, Jey Uso, he gotta be one of the most charismatic individuals in professional wrestling today. And there was a lot of elements put into this match that showed that style, that character development from Jay. And again, the match was good shit. You had a little hot tag from Jey Uso to Cody Rhodes where he cleaned house, and they were going all back and forth, hitting a bunch of spots. There was one scary spot, but I think he did it to kind of cover up. But it was I think it was kind of a botch. But he didn't have to. Have to do it, because it's not like if the way the referee angled. All right, so Damian Priest, he went for a super Frankensteiner, and I believe on Jey Uso, right? You can clearly tell he botched, but if you're looking at the screen, but the way the camera was shot, you can you can't see how he fell. You can see Jay sell the Frankensteiner, but you could tell that Damian, he didn't really execute it properly. So again, he didn't have to do what he did as far as the selling is considered, but I understand why he did it. But when he started holding his knee, and I was like, oh shit, oh man, not another leg injury. Come on, all we get is leg injury nowadays. If we're going to get another injury, at least give me a Triple H quad, or a Stone Cold neck. Let's make it funner, damn it. Let's get something different than a leg injury. Come on, I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. Please don't do that. Your legs are precious. Your legs are very dear to me. Just take it out. Just really kidding right there. But it looked like he was holding his knee just to make up for the fact that he screwed up on the spot, and it was imminent because of the finish. Never mind that he's doing springboards and stuff like that. I was actually kind of worried there for a minute for my boy. Like, the last thing we need is a Mr. Kennedy situation to where someone is actually injured. Well, in this in the Mr. Kennedy situation, he got fucked over real bad. He wasn't really injured. He got his briefcase taken away from him. Don't want to see that happen to Damian Priest, especially where there's a possibility he could be cashing in tonight. Also, but that happened, and we get to finish where they were beating up Jay and Cody for a little bit. Got a little suicide dive and a nice little planner, and a spot came where Damian Priest was going to do something to Cody Rhodes and JD McDonough. He had the briefcase in his hand, and he ended up hitting, like, because, alright, so Damian Priest was up on an announcer table, and he's like holding Cody Rhodes in place. Like, who's also like directly below him, and JD McDonough was gonna hit Cody with the briefcase, while like the referee was distracted and Cody moved out the way, and he ended up hitting Damian Priest, and that knee was like supposed to be injured. So yeah, that's how I knew. Like, all right, okay, yeah, all right, that's cool. Yeah, that's how I knew for sure Damian was okay. All right, talk about relief right there. Whew. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, again, I don't need another injury right now. Like, Cody Rhodes, he took advantage. He hit a crossroads on the announcer table. They get right back into the ring. They started straight up mauling Finn Balor with the finish, coming up with this crazy ass finisher. Praise be Almighty. It was like a modified 1D, which is pretty much a 3D, but he did it in a way like he picked him up in a flapjack position as you normally do for the 3D or the 1D, I guess. And Cody, how it ends in a Cody cutter, where it's like Bubba or Jimmy doing the cutter. Well, instead Cody did a springboard into a Cody cutter to finish off the 1D, which is, oh my god, that was so amazing. It was hellacious. Like, I don't know, like it got them to win. Like, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are your new Undisputed Tag Team Champions. And again, the match hit all levels, and it was a surprising twist, and I'm very curious to where the story is going to go from here. More so, like, is it going to be like, y'all gotta think to yourselves, because Drew is going to be the reason why they lose those Undisputed Tag Team Champions. I don't think they're going to go directly into War Games like that. Either way, it could possibly be Jimmy Uso. I think Michael said on commentary how like the shit really matters now, but they could travel between shows. Maybe they might drop it to the Street Profits. They might drop it to the Street Profits and give them the Tag Team Championship belts. I don't know, but I'm curious to where the story goes, because yeah. But so far, yeah, we on a good roll so far. Good as shit with the opener. Like, well, let's rally through. Let's rally up. Alright, so let's talk about two things worth acknowledging with this match that we can all take into account, all take into context. There are other things I feel like we need to discuss, especially people who are around my age. I want to say, if you're at least around the age of, very least above the age of 28, I'll say the bare minimum, maybe 26 or 25, like bare minimum, 25 years old, bare fucking minimum. And I'm being like very generous with that, but if you're around my age, your early 30s to late 20s, okay, I'll start off with this. Let me kick this off with some positives, alright? Like, this match was pretty solid. It wasn't the best match of the night, no doubt, but it was still a solid match. It did its job. Really nice looking SmackDown match. I wouldn't necessarily say it was something incredible. Oh my god, match of the year contender. We gotta take a look at this someday on a ranking. Nothing like that, nah. But it was solid. It got the point across, and you could get to the, because nobody didn't really look twice at the damn match. But you get to the finish of the match, essentially, where everybody knew this, of course, like sisters, brothers, and all knew this, that phone call that Rey Mysterio made was to Carlito. Apple spitting being cool. He goes by Carlito, by the way, but I'm just being goofy. But Carlito came out, and he helped out the LWL. There are so many things I want to notate about this. So, first and foremost, he did get a pretty decent pop, Carlito that is, and that's kind of where my problem is, because you see, first off, I'll say this, like, Carlito looks good. Like, like he is looking like $1 million right about now. Like, he's been putting time in the gym. Like, this has got to be the best shape I've ever seen Carlito. It's like he ate the old Carlito. He's way bigger than he used to be. I don't know if y'all noticed, but it's like, yeah, he just looks so fucking pumped. It's like, shit, like, damn, like, good on him. Good on him. Like, yeah, how old is Carlito anyway? Because he gotta be pushing, like, 50 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he's got to. Like, he's gotta be around his 40s. Let me check this out real quick. Because it goes into what I'm about to say next, which is very negative. And I don't know what to tell y'all, but it's just my opinion. But he's 44. So he's very young. He's still relatively young. He's not Jungle Boy young, but he's like, yeah, he's CM Punk young. That's fine. Because he has a chance to go. He can go. Like, cause like guess how long Carlito's been gone from WWE. I mean, minus the whole Puerto Rico thing back in Backlash, but like, how long has he been gone for? Pretty much, I want to say like 13, 14 years. Like, when he left, shit, he was like my age. Oh damn! Holy shit! I'm old as dirt. But a couple of things to highlight. I'm happy he got the pop. I'm happy he looks like a fucking tank. It's all easy peasy. But like, am I the only one to like? Yeah, it's like we have some like revisionist history. The same thing could be said about Eddie Guerrero and John Cena, especially how people view him now. It's like, yeah, it's like, of course, like, obviously Eddie is one of the all-time greats from the in-ring perspective, but people forget, like, Eddie was a hardcore mid-card wrestler. Same thing with Cena. Like, he pushed millions of people away from the product. Only demographic of people who gave a shit about him was little kids. Like, Eddie got back to Eddie. Like, Eddie got his moment against Brock Lesnar, but all in all, for the majority of his career in the WWE, he was a mid-card wrestler. He like on an upper card wrestler at sometimes, but a mid-card wrestler nonetheless. Yet we have this revisionist history that puts Eddie Guerrero in the same bracket as a Hulk Hogan or a Steve Austin or a Rock or a Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. And it's like, no, I fucking miss Eddie. I love Eddie, miss him, but like, that was never his position to begin with. It's like they rewrite history, and then the younger generation now, of course, believes, who's never seen Eddie, probably wasn't even born when he passed away. Just like Jordan, like, you had motherfuckers that didn't even watch Jordan play, and they like, oh, he's the greatest. It's like, Eddie was like, and they have this, that Eddie was like one of the all-time legends in the business in regards to his position on the card. He wasn't. Like, he's an all-time legend. All-time legend from an in-ring perspective, for damn sure. You can't take that away. And this character legitimately was one of the best. But he was never positioned to be that way. Like, WWE will make it seem like it always in that position. Like, he was not. He never was. Like, OGs know. Like, we all know, like, the same thing could be said about somebody like Carlito. Like, his last run, if I remember correctly, mind you, I was like 12, 13, 14 years old around this time. Carlito was a jobber. Like, are we gonna forget about that? Like the last time Carlito had a decent one was probably like 2007, if that. Like, if that was the last credible thing I can remember Carlito doing was with Ric Flair and Torrie Wilson angle, right? That's the last thing he did was somewhat credible. And it's like he started then he started teaming up with Primo. Like, that's about it. From a singles championship run, yeah, it's literally the stuff he did with Torrie Wilson and Ric Flair. And I was thinking it was like in 07, right before Torrie left. Yeah, right around that time. And yeah, that was pretty much Carlito's run for like 2 or 3 years. He was a jobber, like a hardcore jobber. The most he did was win the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, and that was pretty much it. But yeah, apparently we have this fucking revisionist history, like we don't know he was a jobber and nobody cared for it. And another thing I also want to say, which that's because kind of also really bugged the shit out of me, is just like, you know what I mean? Like when everybody, oh yeah, wow, you know what I mean? This is what I mean when you like everybody's goddamn finisher. When everybody's goddamn finisher, it has no point or substance later on. Like that backstabber has been overused, manipulated, transitioned, used into so many circumstances. Like, does it really have any merit as a finisher anymore? Yeah, like kudos to Montez Ford for selling the ever-loving shit out of it, but like, does it really have any merit to it anymore? Just like the super kick, like, just like the Canadian Destroyer, just like the RKO, just like the spear, like these indie wrestlers overuse the shit out of so many moves that when a legend who actually made the move popular comes back and then tries to utilize it, it's such a joke now. It's like when wrestlers try to use the DDT as a finisher nowadays. I mean, in a perfect world, it should be, because, you know, it's Jake Roberts' old finisher, but it's because it's not, because it's been like overdone. And the same thing could be said about the backstabber. It's like, see, just like such, it seems like it's so out of touch to a certain degree, to a negative, by the way. But yeah, this match, it was decent. Like I said, it got the point across. I know I'm gonna get backlash for the Eddie Guerrero comments, but it's true. I can tell you the most hate I'm gonna get from probably is from people in their early 20s or fanboys. Like, it's true. Like, Eddie was a mid-carder, regardless of what he did in the business night. Just like his position and overall, he was a mid-carder. Just like Carlito, he was a jobber, and in the latest portions of his career in WWE before he left or quit, if I can remember that. But yeah, leave your tears below. Snap at me, I can take it, whatever. Yikes. Alright, so okay, WWE fans, you know, one thing I will say about them for the most part compared to AEW fans, I think the AEW fans are blind sheep. Yeah, WWE fans are fucking puppets. Like, you know what? Like, you're not even puppets. You're worse. Like, you're fucking Muppets. Like you're all fucking Muppets. Like, you have these Muppets and they're like, oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. What fucking part of your fapping dreams was this match was awesome? Did you see? Were we looking at the same match? This match was horrible. Like, the botches. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my god. Like, goodness gracious. Turn my head because I'm embarrassed to look at what I am currently looking in my eyes right now. It's very rare to see a triple threat match, and every fucking member in that triple threat match were botching left and fucking right. Like, holy shit. Like, the first one was clearly a fucking botch. Like, you had this convoluted bullshit move because the women in WWE, yeah, pretty much the women everywhere think they're the men, but you never will be the men. You won't. It's facts of life. Like, stop. Like, please stop. These fucktards. You had Asuka try to do a German suplex on Charlotte, and then Io Sky does a springboard sunset flip, and clearly you could tell Asuka was supposed to German suplex Charlotte out of the sunset flip. It's the old Edge Mysterio SmackDown 6 spot back in 2002. She fucks it up. Asuka, that is. She doesn't hold on to Charlotte. She just gets rolled up. And, okay, that's the first botch. You can clearly tell it's a botch because after the move, they're just extending around doing the awkward moves, just yelling after the fucking spot is over with. And you had another spot that was clearly botched also, like directly after this spot. I guess they were trying to make up for it. And it was a spot where I guess Charlotte just wasn't quick enough. So the first spot, Asuka botched it, and then the spot Charlotte botched. Yeah, this spot Charlotte botched. She was clearly supposed to get on the ring apron and take an ass to the face bump. You know, the little ass of the face move Asuka does in between the ropes to the opponent trying to get into the ring. But yeah, Charlotte didn't get there quick enough, and it looks like she almost rushed herself onto the apron to catch the spot, which looked goofy as fuck. Then you had this terrible fucking moonsault from Io Sky from the inside of the ring to the outside of the ring, and she didn't touch her. She didn't fucking touch her. Like, she grazed her on the tip of her fucking head with her elbow. She didn't even touch her. And then you had Charlotte, who had to make up for the spot to do something that was one step above the moonsault, because she had some of the worst moonsaults in professional wrestling. And then you get Asuka hitting back-to-back sloppy-ass fucking code breakers. It was one out of the wheelbarrow. She fucked that up. Then with a distraction from Bayley, she was distracting Charlotte, and she wasn't paying attention. Asuka tried to then go for another diving. Asuka tried to go for another diving code breaker and fucked that up. Like, this match was so fucking sloppy. Like, it was sloppier than a girl, more sloppier than a girl slobbering up your meat. Like, this shit sucked. I would say the only cool thing, you had a moment where Asuka and Iowa, they were trading maneuvers. Like, I like the little arm drag stuff. Also, they were loud as fuck. On top of the only good thing about Asuka and Iowa was that they spoke Japanese, so you can clearly tell that they were like calling spots, and they were speaking Japanese to each other, so you can hear Japanese words and they're being like, while they're calling spots. But I'll say that's fine, because I didn't understand a motherfucking thing they were saying. But yeah, Chris Tucker. But for example, there was like a double suplex spot. Charlotte was trying to give Asuka and Iowa, and then Asuka and Iowa ended up reversing it, because you can clear as day hear fucking Asuka go, ready? Oh, shut the fuck up. It's like, they're so goddamn loud. I hate this match, bro. I fucking hated this match, bro. Like, and then you had Bayley come out, and Bayley was trying to do a distraction. Like, as I mentioned before, there was probably like the only decent finisher, let's say I wasn't even paying fucking attention. That's how bad it was. But yeah, the only decent finisher, the only good damn thing, aside from Asuka and Iowa going at it, you had Iowa hit a nasty fucking moonsault, while Charlotte had Asuka in the figure 8. That's about it. About the only good thing about this match was that the finish. Not because of the finish itself, because of the move done, but also it ended the fucking match. Thank the Lord, Holy Ghost, and Jesus Christ. And then you had Pat McAfee. Oh, I also forgot. You had Pat McAfee and his cringy ass coming out with the coat belts. Oh my gosh. Dear Lord. Oh god. But by the way, I also want to make, because I kept hearing it was like being played by every replay. It was like, yeah, like, because I know what I'm talking, like, it's like an animation of a car driving, because it was Fastlane, got the cars driving, you get it, the cars driving, Fastlane, this is so awesome, it's Fastlane, like, we're so fast and the Furious. God, goodness gracious. Like, thank goodness this match is over with, because that shit was, oh my god, that shit was so fucking bad, just botched left and right. Like, yeah, those girls should be ashamed of themselves. Hindsight is 50-50 when talking about Damian Priest. You know, yeah, you guys have the luxury of knowing whether or not he actually cashed in tonight, whereas I'm just still reacting currently to his backstage segment, talking about his knee, and him thinking to himself, you know, I'm not gonna go out there tonight empty-handed. I'm not gonna leave this arena empty-handed, because you know we know I need to go out there and I need to beat the bejesus out of Seth Rollins and take his title. I need that title. I need it on my shoulder so I can ride that baby home. But like, yeah. Anyway, so this match with John Cena and LA Knight versus Jimmy and Solo Sikoa. Yeah, like I said, I thought it was okay, but yeah, it's just, yeah, 'cause for me, but it was so by the books and so textbooks. Like, it was so boring. Like, it was so uninspiring. Like, they didn't do anything botchy. Like, I kind of wish they kind of botched in this match, just so I can have something to make note of and laugh at. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Cosmo. So you can give me a look if you want to and be like, Cosmo, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? It's 2023. We've been talking about this for like 16 years now. He ain't gonna ever turn heel. Like, it's not happening. Now, I'm not gonna front. I was kind of like, there's a part of me thinking, well, the Saudi show is coming up, and I'm pretty sure Cena's getting ready to go back to Hollywood now that the writer's strike is over with. Well, I think the actors are still on strike, but still though, I think, yeah, he's probably prepping to go back to Hollywood. There was a part of me thinking like, okay, maybe Cena might turn heel, right? Maybe he might pull a Shawn Michaels in 2005, where it's like, it's one of those deals where he was like to know, where he has to know. It's just like, just play a heel for about a half a month and shake his hand at Saudi show when LA Knight beats you. I was kind of thinking like, that's the path they're going to go down. Like, maybe we can get something fun out of this, but nope, none of that happened. It's not to say it still won't happen, but I don't think that's going to happen here with how boring this match was. I mean, there's really nothing to talk about. Like, it's one of the most textbook tag team matches that I've seen in a while. Well, you can pretty get these matches on the weekly shows, but yeah, pretty much. You got Cena, who got the heat for a long time. Cena was taking that heat like he was on a goddamn sun. Like, this dude got his ass kicked longer than most regular matches on television. Like, he finally got the hot tag the other night. He cleared house. You know, we literally got nothing special at all to talk about. I can't think of anything special. And Cena ended up giving a 5 Knuckle Shuffle to Jimmy Uso. Then you had LA Knight hit a BFT, of course, to win the match for the team. And again, not really anything noteworthy to talk about. It's very right down the damn middle. Wish there were more I wish there were more that I can continue to talk about. Like, who would have thought that a match involving the Bloodline would be the shortest segment on this show? But I guess it's gonna be that way. Thank gosh. I think Roman Reigns is not next Friday. But Roman Reigns is showing up next Friday because, man, like he very very much is desperately needed. Whatever you want to call this. Again, I'm not sure if I'm still gonna refer to them as the Bloodline as such in their name. But because, like, in order for me to do that, the Bloodline would have to be a stable with more people who are like not just two people and a damn manager. Like, let's get to the main event. Once again, man, if I can only it's rare when I say this, but props to the game, Triple H. Thank you for making this show short as a whistle. Coolest motherfucker time to play the game, bro. Yeah, thank you, Triple H. I aspire to be someone of your stature. Being able to go in the room and tell everyone, hey, this is going to be very small tonight, but you'll enjoy it. You know, it's the cerebral manipulators. And, you know, that's how it must be how he got Stephanie McMahon. You know, but back then, clearly he was on fucking steroids. But, oh yes, let's get to the main event now. Let's get to the main event now, and Skinny did my ass out of here. Wait, is that it? Yeah. The recap of the entire show just started. Like, damn, I guess it's over. No surprise or anything like that. Damn, that's the main event, I suppose. Okay, I see. Damn. Well, yeah. Let me recap everything up for y'all. Up until this point, y'all can let me know. Y'all can let me know if y'all like the show overall. So the match, okay. So we got the opener. Here we go. We got the opener where Rollins is trying to go for a super kick, Nakamura ducking it, him telling him in a stupid ass voice, come on. And then Seth pulls out a candlestick and he scares the shit out of him. And they go back and forth outside. They pull up the mat off the floor. You got some trash can spots. I think Seth or like Shinsuke, he's like working Seth's back and his legs or something like that. And it's kind of like stereotypical. I mean, you kind of got somewhat of a hot spot when they fought up to the crowd. You know, Nakamura pushed him all to the ledge, and then Seth landed back first onto the floor, smashed his back. He fought back into the ringside area, and Shinsuke put him on the table, and then he did like a double knee stump like a knee stump off the apron through Seth through a table, and that looked kind of looked kind of badass. That was pretty sweet. pretty smooth. They wrestled up the ladder. Initially, he was going to do the stump on him off the ladder through the announcement table, like early on, but Shinsuke, he kind of bailed on the spot, and Shinsuke Nakamura put Seth through a table with the conside also, but like he did a spot on the ladder where they were like, I said, bear with me, I barely know half these spots. It's not like I'm a fucking like Jim Cornette or JR or something like that, but like when they were fighting, he did a spot on the ladder where they were fighting, and Seth was like going to do something to Shinsuke while he was lying on the announcement table, and he tried to go for the stump again, and Shinsuke chased him up the ladder, and he ended up spraying red mist in his face. Like again, it's like there's no consistency to it whatsoever. It's like I thought he did the red mist again. There's no like again, there's no consistency. Like the red mist is supposed to burn your eyes, like it's like Pokemon. Like I think about I talked about this a long time ago, I feel like, but like the mist, like there's supposed to be actual effects. Not all the mist does is just fucking blinds you. Like you had this red mist, kind of like it did nothing. Like it did nothing to Seth. Like actually, let me do you one better. Like the whole point of the red mist, like it's as if WWE just wed the illusion of the red mist on the face just to make it like he's bleeding when he's not really bleeding. Like I swear, like that's how it looked like to me. Like you just sprayed red mist. Like, it could have been any color, but you specifically sprayed red mist on his face to give the illusion that he's bleeding. So when you do the recaps and then later on looks like he's bleeding, but in reality it's red mist. Like it's so fucking cheesy and lame. Like that's so fucking lame. But in reality, the mist do have effects. The yellow mist is supposed to paralyze you. The purple mist is supposed to put you in a daze and confuse you. The red mist is supposed to burn your eyes. The green mist is supposed to blind you. And the black mist is supposed to super supposed to blind you. The blue mist is supposed to put you to sleep. Like these things are very reminiscent of Pokemon. I think it's very reminiscent of Pokemon. Anything you could think of from the effects of a lighting Pokemon or water Pokemon, any of this, it's very reminiscent of that. And it's like they don't even fucking care. Like oh my gosh, like you can have a lot of fun with these stories. Like really, if you knew what the fuck you're doing in regards to the mist, like no, it's not just shoot any color of mist because oh my god, look at him, he's covered in red mist. Oh my god, it is so beautiful. Look at the colors, very cutesy looking colors. Like what the fuck, man. But afterwards, they did fight in the ring. Shinsuke, he hit Seth with another Kinsai through the table. Seth got back up. Good strategy how he got back up, because he was kind of like laid out on the knockout. Oh shit, because I could swear he was every at 9. I was like, oh, that's it, that's how it's ending. Like he's gonna go lay it out like that. It's like, but right before the 10, he rolled on the floor to help himself stand up, and that was some pretty good thinking. I thought that was good. They fought off the stationary again and went towards to like the balcony area, and they fell on top of the barricade balcony area, and Seth ended up hitting the pedigree on Shinsuke Nakamura. He hit him with a stomp. Also, Shinsuke still got up. They battled for a little bit longer, and then Seth ended up hitting a Falcon arrow off the staging area through a table on the bottom, and Shinsuke couldn't get back up. Which, in my opinion, like maybe I'm the only one, and probably like things like this, maybe not. But like that just made Shinsuke look bad. Like, and all your wrestlers look bad. Y'all probably looking at me, Cosmos, looking at me like, what in the blue hell are you talking about, Cosmo? Like, how the heck did that make the wrestlers look bad? And if I recall, like, cause I remember this, back in April, didn't Damian Priest hit a Falcon arrow on Bad Bunny through a table from a staging area? And Bad Bunny ended up winning that match. Like, so you're telling me that a celebrity can get up from a Falcon arrow to a table, but Shinsuke loses? And it's like he's taking it from a stronger wrestler. Like, I don't know, but maybe I'm looking too way too deep when I'm bringing this up, and I can admit it. But it's like it's still worth talking about, right? Right? Like Seth Rollins ends up making it back to his feet, and he wins the match. He makes it up back to his feet, and he wins the match. Like, that was literally it. No cash in and promises from Damian Priest. Nothing special. Nothing. Like, Falcon Arrow through the table, and then Seth retains and recap the entire show. Like, looking at me now. And when you see, and I blame AEW for this, because, like, I feel as if I'd be a lot more generous if I didn't see more hardcore shit on the average and not a goddamn collision. Like, it's actually, like, they actually have real blood. They actually use real weapons. Like, they actually have hard-hitting spots, and for the lack of a better word, it was fucking stupid when they did it, because they blown every goddamn spot known to mankind, and it makes matches like this seem worthless. It's like, it doesn't, like, that's what I mean when I say, like, yeah, AEW, they don't just harm their own wrestling company or their own wrestlers too, because this match they harmed the WWE wrestlers too. Like, because this match really had no effect on me whatsoever. Like I said, it was pretty good. It was good of a fucking match, but still, like, I'm not gonna say it was boring per se. I mean, it still told a decent story with Seth's back, but once you've seen it all, you've seen it all, if you get what I'm laying it down. I feel like as if I was watching it. Yeah, of course, if we didn't get this match on a fucking everyday basis, like with AEW, probably, get this match 15 years ago, I'd probably be more nice to it. But yeah, in this day and age, you see so fucking much of it in AEW that it doesn't hit right anymore. Like, it just really doesn't hit right. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, my brethren, but my brother Cosmos. But yeah, overall, yeah, it was still a great match. It wasn't terrible or anything. It wasn't terrible at all. Like, it's more like I was still more low, like, expecting with the overall story with Seth Rollins. I was just expecting more, and I didn't really get that. Not really. It's just crazy, like, that a match of this caliber doesn't really hit as it should have been. Like I said, they were hitting a lot of cool spots too, with the ladder and the announcement table and the pedigree on that. But it doesn't really hit as it would have years ago in the Attitude or Ruthless Aggression era. But then again, it just goes to show you that AEW fucking kills everything for everybody. And it's like, overall the show, like, yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't all that, but above average for me. Like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, like, these shows are just getting worse and worse throughout the year. Like, they were killing it straight on. I can admit that too. They were killing it early on this year, but like, since SummerSlam going forward, yeah, it's been like really bad lately. Like, the show wasn't really bad itself, but it's like, like, you kind of like that steep slope, like going like really, really downhill, like, yeah, kind of like that. That sounds more appropriate. Like, it's going downhill from show to show to show to show, and it's like, yeah, this was nothing different. I still liked it, but like, I felt the pay-per-view, I still got my time out of it, but I feel like, yeah, this definitely, like, the pay-per-view could have been way better than what they were offering. And, being my opinion is validated. Like, nothing on the show I would really want to go back to watch necessarily. Yeah, not really. I don't really know, but I'm gonna leave it up to y'all, Cosmos, and what y'all thought of the show. Yeah, I thought the LA Knight and I really thought that LA Knight and John Cena was gonna be something more than that. But I was like, I was actually barely paying attention to that and listening to doing what I was doing, and of course listening to TWRP for the most part. Only thing notable in this show, probably everybody to take from it, really, is the Carlito and Jade showing up, handshaking Triple H and something like, yeah, pretty much that. And when that's the only thing buzzing around your entire show is Carlito, yeah, you're down bad. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about it, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Blessings.